Hi folks, welcome back. This is Brian Griffiths. No video today, so you get this lame picture of me in the meantime, but you're not here to see pretty pictures of me. You're here for some information. One thing I want to go over today is some of the recent statements that have been made regarding the Anne Arundel County Republican Central Committee fiasco that we've been living through the last couple of days. You've seen them on the blog, my blog in particular. You've read of them in your email, but we'd like to go over some of them today and just discuss a couple of points there in them. And first things first, let's start off with Delegate Don Dwyer. As you can see, Delegate Don Dwyer made a statement, quote, "In regards to Mr. Collins' accusations that I am somehow involved, I would simply like to say that of the 10 people who are supporting his removal, all have addressed individual issues related to his inability and unwillingness to lead the committee in a respectful, orderly, and amicable manner." Dwyer continues, "I will admit that I will not be sorry to see Mr. Collins removed. I hope whoever succeeds him will work to build the Republican Party. It is my personal opinion is that Mr. Collins is not in concert with the values or beliefs of former President Ronald Reagan, and that if he truly cares about the future of the Maryland Republican Party, that he should step down and put a stop to the public release of information intended to fracture what is left of the party. This is no way for a Republican leader to act. I will be remiss in noting that no person has brought forth proof any evidence that Mike Collins has been the source of the leak to the papers, the media, and blogs such as this one." Former House of Delegates candidate Pat Corcoran also released a statement. "The Central Committee member who disclosed the state party financial report has breached confidentiality and proven that he is unfit to serve. He is a traitor and must be dealt with as such. He has brought shame to the party and especially to himself. I don't know how he can face his fellow Central Committee members, let alone his family, after such treasonous actions." Former House of Delegates candidate Jimmy Braswell has a different take, particularly as regards to the comments made by Debbie Belcher in the local media. "Mrs. Belcher doesn't seem to give a rat's ass about the citizens of Anne Arundel County, specifically those who vote Republican. She only cares about what is, quote, best for the committee and the party, not the average Anne Arundel County Republican. I doubt any of the mutinous Central Committee members understand what they should be doing." Longtime Republican activist Joyce Thoman has stepped in and said the following, "I am proud to be a Republican, but I am not proud of what some Republicans who I know personally have been doing. I hope that those who are proud to be Republicans will now come together and do what is in the right thing to do. Vigorously support our Republican Party, work with diligence and principle to advance its ideas." And finally, Central Committee Chairman Mike Collins himself released a statement along with the party's weekly calendar this morning. "This past week, there have been several mass email blasts concerning state GOP issues and my leadership on the Anne Arundel County Republican Central Committee. Unfortunately, some of these emails contain inaccurate information. For the record, I am not stepping down early as chairman. I learned long ago that nobody wins in an email tit for tat, but everybody loses. We all deserve better. I encourage anyone who has issues concerning me to contact me directly." Collins continues, "I believe we are stronger as a party when we are informed. I encourage anyone with any issues concerning the Central Committee, the state GOP finances, or the status of the state GOP bylaw amendments to attend the next Central Committee meeting on Wednesday, September 5th at 7 p.m. for a civil discussion." From the comments we've seen here, nobody really wants to talk about what's actually happening. Nobody's come out and denied that there is a secret meeting. Nobody's come out and denied that there's not a movement afoot to oust Mike Collins as the Central Committee chairman. What's interesting, though, is the fact that we know some of the players. We know Jerry Walker, vice chairman of the committee, is involved in an attempt to remove Mike Collins. We know Tom Redmond is involved. We know from her comments in the paper that Debbie Belcher is involved. Yet, despite the opportunity to come here and come clean and say exactly what's going on, nobody really wants to. Nobody wants to admit publicly that there is a movement out there to oust a elected chairman of a Republican Central Committee, a Central Committee elected by the voters of the people of Anne Arundel County. Which kind of makes you wonder, is this really ideologically based? Is this really based on Mike Collins' management style? Or is this nothing more than a cheap grab for power? So I'd like to remind the Central Committee members of this. I want to hear what our elected officials, our Central Committee members, and our other activists in Anne Arundel County have to say about our situation regarding our Central Committee. So please, send your written comments, your audio comments, your video comments to me at brian@briangriffiths.com. I'll post them unadulterated and unfiltered at my blog at blog.briangriffiths.com and at redmaryland.blogspot.com. I want to know what you have to say. Nobody can argue that we are giving every opportunity for every Republican in Anne Arundel County to comment on this. And if Jerry Walker, Debbie Belcher, Tom Redman, the Easter Bunny, I don't care, if any of them want to make a comment on this, we'll play it, we'll show it, and we'll print it. Because, as our friend Cato over at Delmarva Dealing says, when groups of elected officials, even party central committees, start holding secret meetings, we need to worry. When it is Republicans doing it, we need to show them the door. So please stick with us as we continue this crisis of leadership here in the Anne Arundel County Republican Central Committee. You can keep up with this story one of several ways. First, check out our main blog at blog.briangriffiths.com. Our sister site, Maryland Politics, over at redmaryland.blogspot.com. And, of course, the Conservative Refuge podcast, hosted by our good friend Greg Klein, at theconservativerefuge.libsyn.com. I hope that you continue to follow the story with us. There's a lot more coming down the pike where this came from. I'm Brian Griffiths. Thanks for watching.